There is a Socotra ban. I am shocked, I say. And on the other side, we have a moving out ban. It is a travesty, folks. At least VortiX loves us and gives us the Holy Island.
Yeah, Holy Island. We haven't seen that today at least, so we're gonna see that again very, very soon. And yeah, Socotra and moving out, they're kind of reversed in a sense, so I'm not too sad to see them not being played today anymore.
I mean, the moving out game was pretty funny, even
It
though
was,
it was kind of very chaotic. Also, someone called it completely wrong because they had a negative Mongol bias. But hey, let's take a look at
wow.
these civs.
Wow. It was.
So,
I didn't say they
unlike
would
Anatent,
lose.
who was confident to let the Ottomans through for Marine Lord, Beasty is banning it out. VortiX also not wanting to have anything to do with those guys. And yeah, we have a China first pick, and Sengoku is also still open for VortiX. Do we not see the third ban here? What is going on?
Yeah, VortiX did only. Well, there's only two bans, so VortiX
Fair enough. Fair enough.
VortiX did
Sengoku
ban
is open.
Sengoku, but he could still pick it, and I'm very, very sure that he is going to do just that
We
very,
kind
very
of know the
soon.
last picks, right? So
Yeah, I
we
mean,
have Frisian Marshes. We did see Sengoku lose to HRE of all things on Frisian Marshes. So I'm looking for a repeat performance, honestly. I'd
mhm.
love to see that.
And as the last
And
picks, Malians and Sengoku. All right. Very
Beastie
fun stuff.
has KT for Holy Island. He
Hmm.
does have HRE. He has JD, which I don't think we'll be seeing. And of course, Zushi, kind of the best civ for that map overall.
Yeah, I
Yeah, the
mean,
Mali ban is fun. So Beastie is not confident against Malians, is however confident to go up against Sengoku. We'll see. And of course, VortiX does have Tukluk for Frisian, which will
mhm.
likely get banned out. So what does he play instead? Has China, has French, has Ayubit, has Japan. It's so
Well,
many things work.
we've seen Mongols being played on Frisian Marshes the other day. I think just last weekend. So that would also, it can work.
Things can work there. So,
Yeah. But yeah, not necessarily
but
likely.
for now, we're going to Gorge. What does Beastie do? It's the first. It's the first series. What can we expect? What is he scared of meeting? Like, you can't really tell at this moment what we're gonna see.
Mm.
Mali is a decent choice. Of course, Mali is a decent choice on all kinds of maps. You
I mean,
could play HRE, but it's very, very scary. You're also needing to find early damage. JD is an option, but we already saw that. I'm guessing JD is gonna come out on a later map.
well,
Interesting.
I know what they're gonna play. That is gonna be very interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to make you fall into silence because you know the answer.
No, it's okay.
So
It's okay.
what were
I
our
like hearing
snipes
it.
here?
Well, so the ships that have been sniped is Order of the Dragon and Japanese. So, and then,
OTD snipe. Interesting.
well, I
So
mean,
is Vortex just happy getting the Golden Horde away and trying to kill it with his Chinese pick, and BC's just happy to get the Chinese pick out of the way?
yeah. I mean, it's
That would be
golden.
my reasoning here for all these snipes. I do think OTD is a much lower value pick for Beastie than Vortex has with both of
Mm.
his.
I mean, the interesting thing is on Gorge, I think I would have preferred playing against Order of the Dragon instead of Golden Horde.
Oh yeah, like this is not about getting OTD out because you want a favorable matchup, because China has a favorable matchup regardless.
Yeah,
This is about getting the more dangerous Civ away.
yeah. By the way, since that is a question in chat, I want to just point that out.
No, don't encourage him.
Well,
Go ahead.
I actually made them myself. I mean, the bottom one is pretty basic. It's just a big Mongol flag. The other one includes all of the 22 civilizations. And the background, you can't really tell right now, but the background is basically from the Mongols. It's like the Mangudai in the background and stuff, like behind those flags. It's not really, no, yeah.
So the flag is even more outdated than we already thought. There's no
Yeah.
Jin dynasty, and now it has a Mangudai on it that we're never gonna see ever again.
I know, I know.
Okay, I'm just bullying now. The
You
game
just,
is up. We're likely going to have a delay, folks, so bear with us.
yeah, not just likely, by the way, I want to point out in the handbook it says that each game does have to have a 5-minute observer delay. So,
At least it gets the doubt out of the way.
yeah. So let's take a look. We don't see it. I don't see it right now. Why don't? Oh, there it is. There it is. 1.5 minutes in, so probably like 3.5 minutes. Um, but yeah, so basically that flag that you see in the back, which I love seeing every day when I walk into my office here. You can't buy that, but I could send you the JPEG, and so you can order it from any company that produces custom banners. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Basically, the thing is, you can't be producing merch without being officially sponsored or like at least having the official okay while using the official assets. So you have to do it for yourself.
yeah. Alrighty. Swatch the. Let's do the colors here. Beast is gonna play in yellow, VortiX in red. So get that out of the way. So yeah, what is your expectation from China on this? I mean, I have a fairly good guess what Golden Horde is gonna do, but what is China gonna do on
You
Gorge?
age up quickly, you make feudal army, you pressure, you murder.
Sounds like a plan.
And you either finish it in feudal or you just do your speedy castle age behind that and then run in with knights. Like, if this game goes longer, then Beasty is gonna be looking better and better, but VortiX is gonna be in the driver's seat for like the first 15 minutes at least.
Mm.
And now that I've thoroughly cursed him, he's probably gonna die in 5 minutes.
He's probably gonna die. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Uh, I mean, we have 2 more minutes to find out. So
Just
what do we? Let's.
just taking a look at these civs. What else?
Hmm.
What else are we going to see? I mean, there's a Lipany in here that is very nice for Biz. That could be sniped out. So what do you pick instead on there? OTD would be an option. KT is not horrible. What else is VortiX gonna pick there? It's gonna be a Delhi pick, but what do you pair with that? Pair with that, assuming you are sniping out the Byzantines. Rough one. I mean, Japan and Ayubit work everywhere, kind of, and are both berry civs. It's there's too many options with the snipe system.
Yeah.
It's a fun time we live in for drafting.
Yeah, I mean, I like the snipe in the draft system, but at the same time, it adds so many different variables that um, it's really tough to predict because like each game you like we saw the other series like each time it was like well I mean Chinese and Malians would be good and sure enough they were in the draft but then they also got sniped every single time. But now since it's the best of 7, there's more options for the civs to be played, right? I mean, we see a lot more civs now in the draft, and we will see a lot more of them being actually played. Assuming that the series goes the distance, which we could be down in we could be done in 4 games, we could be done in 7. Who knows?
The
It
only
can.
thing we know is 2 civs on each side will not be played at all.
True, that is very true. But yeah, I didn't even think that far ahead. I'm just, I'm living in the moment. I'm enjoying present. There's no future like the present or whatever you say. Um,
Do people say that?
I have no idea. I don't talk to people.
Anyway, good good point. Let's hop into the game and avoid talking to people even more. Folks, we're going to EGC Gorge, first map of the semifinals. Beasty is topside in yellow with the Golden Horde, and we've got VortiX here in the south playing the Chinese. Let me swap that around on my side as well. And VortiX, once again, going for the corner scouting. Now, Golden Horde is not gonna Dark Age rush you. Then again, what would be the point of Dark Age rushing China in the first place? So yeah, he's gonna go for his tried and true. I'm gonna run a circle around the map. Scouting strategy. Beastie doing the same thing. Love it. And they're both on the same side.
Ooh, yeah, they did pick the same side, so right now they're even. Steven did see each other, now immediately turning to the middle, trying to cut off your opponent while at the same time trying to move towards a spot where potentially nobody has scouted yet. Both players with 10 sheep at the moment. So yeah, that is quite nice. And yeah, as been pointed out, the Chinese vision, because of the Tang Dynasty most notably, is really nice. Let me pause just for a second here. The game is
really nice. That is one way to put it. Like when I swap around the vision the entire time, and I'm like, okay, so this is what VortiX sees, and this is what Beastie doesn't see.
Yeah, this is yeah. I mean, you don't even see the market, and now you're already at the edge. So you see a sheep that your opponent is not even seeing right now. So as long as they keep at the same time, you can see VortiX coming ahead with 2 more sheep, and Beastie is just like, alright, let's take this side then. He's gonna find some more. So overall, I would assume that the players will come away with about the same amount of sheep, most likely. I mean, we're talking like high-level play here. The best.
It's a perfect map split. It should be perfectly even, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's how that works. Let's find out. We do have the beautiful timer there and counter rubber, and we have the Imperial Academy coming up with 5. So it's just standard stuff for China. I'm honestly not expecting to see pro scouts from VortiX here. I think he's just gonna go on immediately, just gonna pump out army and run at Beastie. But yeah, we'll see.
I mean, at the same time, if we're looking at, he hasn't scouted the left side deer pack, but they're relatively close to his base, and so, you know, compared to Beastie's, like a lot closer to his base. So I would assume if you go pro scout, it would be paying off very, very quickly. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna find out. On the other side, Khan and Torguts, also not a surprise there, giving them more health, also making producing them a little bit cheaper, and then is moving heavily on wood as well right now. Potentially for the what's it called, the fortified outpost.
Yeah, I do expect BC to go for the fortified outposts. You sometimes see people, especially on this map here, go for an immediate production building to just run at your opponent. But China is already so fast going up. I do think that there's really no point trying to rush them. So we'll find out what Beastie thinks in 45 seconds. And once again, the beautiful clockwork of the Chinese build order that we could just witness with the Imperial Academy just immediately pumping out the official. He takes one step, takes the Texas, puts them in. Second one is in queue.
Yeah, also
War's been scouted out, and look at that.
Yeah, very nicely done here by Beastie. Getting the boar is a little bit short on wood right now. Also was running out of sheep, so he tried to keep his villagers from getting to the sheep a little bit outside of TC range. But once he has enough wood, he's gonna add the fortified outpost. Then he can also, now that he hits feudal age, can go for the second Uvu as well. And VortiX is just gonna chill there for a moment and see that. And what else? We do have a stable coming up, so
yeah, Batukan's on the way. We've got the stable coming out for VortiX, and still no pro scouts, so I don't think we will be seeing them at all.
We're getting close to reach with the resources. I mean,
I know it's scary,
it
but
is
I already
like...
called it, so I can't change my mind.
There you go.
God damn it!
Well, I mean, I
Uh,
have to be right once every while, right?
It's okay. I do wonder about this wall that BC's putting up, but it is just a please don't dive me with horseman wall on my gold.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. Like, with the fortified outpost, he has vision on that top side, so there's no dive here from that angle, and then with that wall, his gold rather, is very, very safe.
Such a nice tower, by the way. It is way too good. Protects way too many things. Yeah, good position there. Quite
Yeah.
a painted spawn we have. And on the other side, we do have a barracks coming out, pumping out spears already. Are they being supervised? That is, yes, 6 seconds production time.
Yeah.
So the Batu Khan is gonna run into those guys as he moves out.
Yeah, the council hall of barracks, 6 seconds per spearman. And yeah, basically, I mean, more or less how I would have expected this to go down. Pro scouts with spearmen against Khan Torguts. And what is the next step? I mean, Golden Horde has not a bad economy. They can produce a lot of units, a lot of archers potentially. And with the Torguts as a front line, should be able to defend against the horsemen. If you sprinkle in a couple of Kashik, I mean, they also got a 5 health buff the other patch, so they're not super bad anymore. Definitely
Beasty
also...
just fast castling behind this on the back of that bourne, that massive tower. That is a bold move indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, I say fast castle. Let's keep in mind that when he clicks up, it is still not a very fast castle after all.
No, but it does. He doesn't have to spend villagers building it, so that is really, really nice. And so I like that actually. I mean, he sees exactly what VortiX is doing. He knows he is going spearman. He has 1 archer in the mix here, and that is all that he has. He can go Castle Age and he will not die, and then he has a lot of benefits, right? I mean, with the he can go for additional Uvu monasteries by grabbing relics and converting them into an Uvu, so that will boost his his stone eco quite heavily. It will also take away the relics, of course, from your opponent. So I kind of like that choice actually.
Muskoviyasak's already coming in, as you do, because it's quite frankly pretty good. You get a massive amount of wood until the moment that you have a massive amount of armored units that profit from the shields. It's just winning on all fronts. Meanwhile, Beasty coming in from the side here. VortiX does see these guys, but Beasty is not gonna dive after all. VortiX is just heading straight out. He must be smelling that age up because he only sees 5 units from Beasty.
Yeah. And I mean, he also knows that, or he can at least guess that, with the Khans and Torguts, it's actually really, really cheap to get the double Torguts, and so he knows Beasty hasn't spent a lot of resources on military, so he must be going up to Castle Age. Now he's poking the bear a little bit to see if anything happens, and sure enough, there's nothing happening. Beasty is still keeping the army in front. He doesn't really care too much about that Uvo apparently, and that golden tent, of course.
Is
way too
heading for that wood line. Sorry. And not going for it after all. Is he gonna? Oh, he's gonna wait for the age up and then run in with his Castle Age Torgut. That is gonna be quite scary. And VortiX has no defense here. This is gonna be so much damage actually.
Yeah.
Textiles for Beasty coming in, so he's expecting to get dived and going to dive in turn. VortiX has full vision here. He sees this coming. He's only reacting now. There's 1 feudal spearman too.
That's another villager kill. Now we're stuck with the spearmen. Scout going relatively low here, but yeah, Torgut's taking almost no damage with 4 melee armor, 6 ranged armor. Basically,
Here comes the counter raid.
Counter is only doing 1 damage basically. Yeah, counter raid here, 2 villagers going down for Beasty as well. That's another one, so 3 going down. Also a little bit of production here, and the blacksmith, that's not really cool. Men-at-arms being added to the mix, so some heavy armored units as well. Makes a lot of sense. VortiX doesn't have any counter to that at the moment.
The archers do nothing now. Absolutely nothing with the Muscovy Yasak, but
Yeah.
at the same time, Beasty doesn't have access to gold at the moment, which is also a reason for that man-at-arm play, because, well, they only cost 20 gold.
Another dive here, killing one more villager, but
Yeah.
what does
Good
Beasty
hit.
do here now? I mean, he did lose the first Uwu, had to rebuild that, now he's losing the second Uwu. And the double barracks here, which is kind of annoying to lose that.
And VortiX is just parking his army here, trying to get as much value from them as he can. Issue is that Beasty is double producing these men-at-arms, right? So he can't just be sniping single men-at-arms with his horseman mass every single time. He just is trying to buy time while he's going for his own H-up, which, as China, is going to be really quick. And now Beasty has a bunch of men-at-arms that you can just supervise crossbows out against, or knights.
Yeah, knights with the superior mobility and better stats in general, and then also, yeah, as you said, crossbows, which probably makes the most sense. Also working really well against the Batu Khan, against the Torguts. So really anything that Beasty has right now, except for the Karash, which, yeah, basically the archers will do a very fine job against. Okay, let's switch that over. We don't have any relics being picked up right now.
Astronomical clock tower is a choice that we don't usually see. Usually you see the Imperial Palace just so you can snipe out the outside resources because you have that map hack built in. But this time, I don't expect VortiX to go for a B immediately because there's no point. All that Beasty has right now is a bunch of Torguts and 10 men-at-arms. But
Yeah, that
archer
probably
upgrade being prioritized. I'm sorry. This is kind of surprising to me because VortiX kind of knows that with the Muscovy Yasak upgrade, like, the men-at-arms won't take any damage at all.
Yeah, that... I mean, it kind of seems like a curious choice. He did get the veterans for Spearmen first, so that was the main priority. Horseman is next.
Oh, the Horseman coming
just
in.
now. Villagers on
These
the
are
run.
feudal age, folks. These are feudal age. They are not supervised for the upgrade. So 30 seconds until they age up, essentially. But good connections for VortiX here on Beastie's World. Traps 3 right there. Oh, it's looking rough. It's looking rough. The men-at-arms only arrive now, as they do. Always late to the party. And VortiX is just out of there.
Always late to the party, unfortunately. And 9 villager kills, putting Beastie way behind now. 36 villagers compared to the 45. And we're not even Song Dynasty with Chinese, right? This is just a regular production speed. And he's so far behind. Veteran Horseman now on the gold, doing just a lot more damage and being a lot more tanky. Meanwhile, there's a big army on the left side as well, completely shutting down the Berry Epoh here, as well as the prayer tent, so any relic that is being gathered.
Is BC gonna win another game by just wallowing?
I wanna say no.
I think that's probably gonna be a no, but hey, I also wouldn't have thought that Wham's gonna lose a game to just a Wololo, so...
Well, I mean, you know, wild things can happen if you're not paying attention for just 2 seconds. But I mean, yeah, Beastie is not out yet, and he does have a lot of men-at-arms, however, still.
The men-at-arms found some connection. They killed one horseman. They did it.
You know, let's do that 10 more times,
Value.
and then we might, we might have a series at our hands, folks.
Yeah, Beastie is now essentially fully out of food. 2 stockyards are set up, but he's gonna need a lot more to keep pace with VortiX China. And VortiX, he's just going to be knocking at that door. 4 lancers already, 8 crossbows. So the men-at-arms, how do I put this delicately? They bad.
Yeah. I mean, also what really doesn't work in BC's favor is that all the production, since he kind of wants to set it up around the fortified outpost, is way in the front there, and it's just super easy to be targeted by VortiX. Um, yeah, interesting game plan for Beastie. Didn't work out in his favor, unfortunately. VortiX putting up a really, really good play here in the first round, and also kind of showing why you generally don't want to play against Chinese if you can avoid it.
I mean, it's a very scuffed matchup
Oh
once
my
again.
goodness,
Like
just
Beastie now has the advantage of having VortiX's first pick out of the way, essentially.
yeah.
And he lost the Golden Horde for it, which is not a no value pick, but at the same time, it's much, much lower. Like you expect China to win here, otherwise you're a
Yeah.
very sad puppy.
That is very very true. So yeah, VortiX feeling good after winning the first game here. And let's take a very quick look, see if we have the next draft up, which we should. And there we have. Oh, love that, love that. Jeanne d'Arc
Guys,
against
we're
Mongols.
JD against Mongols, which is an absolutely beautiful matchup for JD because you know you love to fight. At the same
Mhm.
time, though, we're going to Frisian. And there are some resources that will always spawn towards your opponent, which namely is the gold.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's see if VortiX can make something work with that.
Yeah, and again, like I did see, I don't remember which one it was, but I did see Mongols on Frisian Marshes before, and they were winning actually quite heavily. Um, was it? No, it wasn't against Tuklak. I don't remember against which one. Maybe it was Order of the Dragon or so. I'm not sure, but did work out quite well. And maybe we're gonna see that today again. If so, Beastie definitely would be quite behind. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. For now, the game should, yeah, just hopping
Talk to me
into that.
about bans, by the way.
The
What was
snipes.
sniped out here?
Holy
Is
Roman
that a
Empire.
Tuklak snipe?
Yep. Holy Roman Empire and Tughlaq got sniped. So it is gonna be Mongols instead of Tughlaq and Jeanne d'Arc instead of HRE. So both civilizations, the other two options made a lot of sense. And I mean, the funny thing about these snipes is that in a sense you can just you can make sure that you know which civ you're gonna be able to play by
Yeah.
picking the civ that the opponent will definitely not wanna let you play. So in this case, since you're picking Tughlaq and the opponent will not want to let you have Tughlaq, you know that you're gonna get Mongols. So and
Yeah, I
same
think
with Jeanne d'Arc.
JD's happy against both of those civs,
Yeah.
basically. So yeah, just a good draft by Beastie in that case, and VortiX is just happy with, you know what? I'm just gonna force you to ban my Tughlaq, which was the entire point of picking it, and now
Yeah.
I have this other matchup where I'm confident in.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's proven wrong.
And so yeah, so how I did see the other day was you do open with an Uvu at like immediately, just to have that trickle coming in, which also got slightly buffed, and so you do get a little bit more stone than it used to be, and then you move out with the second, like as soon as you have enough wood, you move out with the villager, go for the ponds, and so you kind of have both, and so your eco is. It's not bad, compared to, if you're looking at Mongols, which usually don't have the greatest eco, you have the passive stone income, you have the water, that's really, really nice. And then you add mass cashing in Feudal Age and overrun your opponent, which might not be expecting that too much. And yeah, Beastie on the other side, just going for the regular Feudal Age. He did grab a little bit of wood, just to be able to go for the wheelbarrow immediately. And is otherwise doing a very standard Feudal Age play, not going on water at the moment. I suppose he will go at some point, but he's looking for Feudal Age first.
Yeah, the nice thing about JD is once she levels up, you can also move forward. And if your opponent is slightly behind in the age up, you can try to snipe those fishing boats for some experience. So Beastie didn't even scout for the barracks, right? And the spears would be arriving at the gold right about now. By the way, we see VortiX just being a very annoying goat and forcing Beasty to pull back some vills here.
Yeah, and so for that exact reason, having 5 villagers on gold, Beastie currently floating a lot of gold, he wanted to make sure that even if he had to pull off gold, he does have enough to get the feudal age. Now he's circling over, he sees there's the Uwu, he does also see the dog, so he knows that both is going on. Scattering
VortiX
the
is such a
deer.
greedy boy. He's going for the second dog as well. He hasn't gathered any gold so far. So Beastie might have a knight here on this. Never mind, he's only building it with 2 for the experience. Nah, and there's a third one. But still, VortiX still has to start gathering gold at some point.
Yeah, and both golds are here in the front. There's no tower at the moment. I'm not sure if, I mean, he does see the School of Cavalry being built, so he knows that he's kind of on the timer to get the gold.
I mean, he can just build a barracks and defend himself like that. Beastie has the option to go for the melee Jenny, which would be bad news bears, but we are already moving over to the gold, so VortiX is not gonna be threatened to age up in time.
I mean,
But at the same time, like, the fishing is in dire straits soon.
I mean, just one night is gonna take a while to burn down the fishing boat, so that shouldn't be the biggest of issues. But with 3 villagers on gold, that's gonna take a while, and he's not gonna get. Wait.
So the longer he takes here, the more likely it is he's gonna just drop down a barracks. Right now, he's still busy booming, and he doesn't need that barracks still. By the way, Dark Age Khan, 2 damage per shot. He's working on that villager, 26, 24. If BC doesn't pay attention here, he might actually be losing that guy.
Yeah, he wants that dog up. He doesn't. I guess he doesn't care that much about that villager.
Looks like it. And now he's going for the sheep.
Yeah, just being a menace as much as possible. I love that. Taking out a 3rd sheep, potentially a 4th one. Oh my goodness.
VortiX is gonna be happy with that trade still. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Knight is on the way. It is going to be out in 15 seconds and on the way to the double towered gold on VortiX's side.
Well, if you say double towered, it's not towered yet. And keep in mind, it takes a minute to build these outposts if you're just doing it with 1 villager. Now he needs to pull both. It is super greedy. I mean, I'm all for it, but at the same time, I'm kind of worried for VortiX right now, and I do hope, like, not being anti-Beastie, but I do hope it works out for VortiX just because of the Mongols. Deerstone's being built with 7 villagers, so yeah, he wants to have that thing yesterday. Now
Archer JD is already out. So age up is through for her. I call it age up. It's a level up, really.
It's a level up.
And both towers are done. But yeah, JD needs 2 shots and then she can Divine Arrow and he's gonna take a villager kill.
Yeah, at the same time we do have a lot of stone saved up. And so we're gonna get the arrow slits really soon as the age up comes through, and then yeah, the Jeanne d'Arc Hunter doesn't matter too much.
This is so annoying now. Because with your JD here, you need to stay above 40 health at all times. And Horsemen being added because it's just more burn damage on these fishing boats as fast as you can. And VortiX, he really doesn't want to give over any experience at all. Oh, this is dangerous though. Almost. 45 health that was.
Almost, yep. Yeah, playing a little bit of whack-a-mole here with the fishing boats as you do. At the same time, do we have... No, there was not another villager being threatened. God, just being annoying horsemen. Interesting.
Yeah, the horseman just to get rid of that Khan. Oh, did the Khan see the villager passing? I don't think he did. That was just barely past that. Because if he saw that, then VortiX could definitely kill that guy with just one horseman here. But
Yeah.
Beasty makes it away. And Beasty is now on 3 docks with a 4th one coming. So he's trying to boom back here quite a bit.
What is that villager going to do though? Oh, he's going on that pond. Interesting. So yeah, both players kind of greedy with fishing right now. What else going on? We have 4 Kashik on the field, 2 knights, 2 horsemen. So kind of even, you could say.
Beasty has full vision of these Kashik, by the way, while VortiX sees absolutely nothing. And there's still no reaction. That is one dead villager. Beasty was busy doing something else, somewhere else. Yeah. -1. VortiX is happy with that one. Already 3 villager kills at this point in time.
Yeah, that is 2 villager on the gold and then the fishing one earlier. So that is not too bad. I mean, one reason, by the way, why Mongols works kind of well in situations like these.
Oh, Beasty found it.
You have a lot of exposed, buildings and also units with the fishing boat, and so the Kashik, they can just hit anything, they can heal up, and so they will not be in a situation that they will be low health for long. Also, all of the raid bounty that you can potentially get with that is one of the reasons why Kashik and Mongols is kind of strong on that map actually. Like, not as strong as other civs, admittedly, but still not bad.
5 Kashik here already burning. That is 3 knights and 2 horsemen. So Beasty could trade out here, but as you mentioned, VortiX has an easy way to heal up after the fight. But JD here is dangerous. You do not want to be giving over any experience, and so VortiX is leaving. He could actually kill the boar right now to deny the experience. Nah, doesn't think of it.
Well, he'd rather kill the villager, I suppose, which also makes sense.
I guess that's a good choice.
Now back on the board.
I can see that.
Now on the board, please. Is he still watching our stream? No, he's not. Okay, never mind.
Beasty sees the ball, by the way, with the dog here. And VortiX also has scouted out this dog that now has a galley protecting it. So yeah, don't wanna be touching that. Don't wanna be low HP for the knights to come in. Beasty is heading straight for the base, for that double outpost base. These have not been upgraded at all. So they are very susceptible to burning. Keep in mind the Mongol towers only have 750 health here. Beasty's going straight in here. That's a lot of time that these are idle. And they cannot be fortified.
Yeah, that's more than
Oh no! VortiX just lost a villager to a wolf.
Ouch. Well, I mean, he admittedly is a little bit busy right now here. A lot of arrow fire on the knights here. Just a couple of Kashik, not enough to really defend that villager going down. Outpost half health, but now the arrow splits are in. So
JD needs to leave now. On the other side, VortiX trying to do as much damage with his Kashik as he can, trusting in his army at home to defend, and rightfully so. One dock been taken out, both fishing boats as well. VortiX ramping up the damage he can do here, but he did lose 2 villagers in that push. 3 actually, with the wolf one.
Wait, 3 villagers? I only see 2.
Yeah, 2 kills and 1 lost to the wolf because it was standing out here trying to build the dock and just getting hit.
Wait, but like, doesn't that also count into that?
I don't think so.
I thought it did, but anyway. Like, regardless, it's still very good. 9 villager kills here for VortiX, and yeah, just look at that army. He has 14 Kashik, which of course they're inferior to the 12 Royal Knights, but they're basically full health. Meanwhile, Beasty is now kind of, dented a little bit here, and needs to make sure that
Have a galley.
The galley is annoying, but if you spread out...
The galley is doing work still, because we don't have range defense. Beasty coming in with his army, but Beasty is also kind of tied to stay at home. Can't really do anything, and the dock is already below half health, about to start burning. So I'm expecting VortiX to wrap around soon and go for another poke.
Yeah, I mean, poking the docks if there's knights around, is a little bit
By the
dangerous.
way,
But poking the villagers is very nice.
Mongol Castle Age looking to be not very far off here. VortiX playing a very, very clean game so far. But Beastie's knight numbers are stacking up. We have 19 Kashik to deal with that, but the Kurutai will be the equalizing factor here. And JD, she's not even halfway to level 3.
Yeah, she didn't have a whole lot of options to really find some damage and get some kills, get some experience under her belt. And yeah, we're talking 19 Kashik once they hit veterancy with the Kurultai, another 20% extra damage. This is gonna be, like, not to mention the healing factor of the Kurultai being provided. I mean, with that, I suppose VortiX can probably just camp the base of Beasty. This gold is running out relatively soon, and there's the second one, which is in the front. You can even camp the berries so that's some more food income. Burn the docks. Overall, like, I'm not gonna call it, but I don't think VortiX is in a bad position at all. Castle Age coming in, veterans
not even a little
getting
bit
immediately. Then there's gonna be the next Uvo being built as soon
VortiX
as...
is going for the base. He does not care about the nightmares. Knows that he's gonna likely lose a whole bunch of fishing here. But hey, does that matter if I kill all of your villagers? Beastie, did he scout that? Because his builds are moving. Oh, they are moving towards the guild hall. Tower scouts it out.
Well, another villager
Your villagers
kill.
have been left behind, but VortiX did see those leaving, and he's heading to the back. Oh god, he finds the age up.
He finds
this is a
the age.
disaster.
Oh no! Oh my goodness!
This is a disaster.
Aye.
Oh,
This is
VortiX
not
with
good.
the perfect timing. The Kurutai is set up here, so even with the knights returning, VortiX can fight, and Beastie's just tapping out.
Goodness. Oh gosh. Wow. I mean,
What a timing.
My heart is kind of throat singing right now in Mongolian. This was a beautiful game by VortiX.
Prove it, throat sing.
Nah. I need to practice that a little bit more. My wife actually bought me a book about Mongolia for Christmas last year, so I need to still finish that as well. So yeah, she's definitely...
Okay, we will also accept you reading that book on stream. Maybe after the cast.
No, it's so funny. It's about like Mongolian, like the language and writing and things like that. It's really cool. Anyway, I'm gonna show it after here. Let's recap the game here real quick. Military count fairly even, of course. VortiX with the inferior units in general, but with the Kashik being very valuable units when it comes to just these continued fights, and then with the Castle Age push. Very brutal find here. Very unfortunate for Beastie, and it's just I don't even I'm not even sure if he did like anything wrong. It's more like that was just super unlucky timing for him, and so what you gonna do there?
I would argue that, well, as we just saw, you can't just be leaving your base. Beastie though, like you always have that feeling. Okay, I'm gonna head for my age up now. I have cavalry. I'm gonna be active and just divert my opponent's attention. Like if the knights were at home at that moment and Beastie just finishes the age up because, well, there's a fight going on. JD is here. You have a heal. Like VortiX can't just be pushing in without the Kurutai immediately because it's still French knights and it's still JD with the healing potentially hitting level 3 in that fight.
Yeah.
And then you have Castle Age coming in. It still looks very good for VortiX, right? But it's a much different game because Castle Age is through. There's the option of crossbows. There's the immediate knight upgrade that is faster. But yeah, out of position for that one, and just bait it by trying to be active.
Yeah.
Guys, you should still be active. You should still be active. You should still move your cavalry around. It's usually the thing to do.
And the next matchup is something where I'm really feeling scared for Beastie. I have to totally admit. I did play like I would consider myself being a Biz main as well, and I played a fair share of Japanese as well, and Japanese is a really rough matchup for Byzantines. And
It's a
so
nice matchup for Japan
yeah,
because Dark Age spears, you just go for them. If they have a bad spawn, as in forward gold or forward berries, they hate life and they need to go hippodrome.
yeah, yeah. That's like I'm kind of worried about that. I did have that matchup a few times and I never enjoyed it much, and it was just really really rough. So I hope that this is not gonna bite Beastie in the butt. By the way, this is the book I was talking about. Look at the colors, by the way, fitting the Mongols. It's called there, Introduction into the Mongolian Writings or whatever. So yeah, really cool stuff.
Interesting. I
There you
mean, I
go.
guess it does help if you just conquer half the world and then you can just take any cultural piece you want.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, enough about that. Yes, I am German. I am very, very German, in fact.
Can't you
Yeah,
tell?
yeah. Okay. Anyway, with that, you're in
I
my
mean, I
group.
shouldn't be talking about that.
Yeah, you should. You should have my back. You really shouldn't be talking, my friend. How
I have
dare you?
a I'm very aware of how we sound on stream. It is very German indeed.
Well, it's not a bad like I know people who have like the classic typical German, pronunciation, and I would say we do a lot better than that, but maybe I'm biased towards myself, I suppose. Uh, yeah.
All right,
Uh,
folks, 50 more seconds until we hop into this game. So the Dryas of Arabia, as I already said, it's going to depend a little bit on the spawn, but still, I'm kind of expecting Beastie to be forced into Hippodrome. Now, we've seen some nice Hippodrome wins. Numedan showing us how it's done earlier. We saw Anatant beat out Puppy's Ottomans on Socotra with Hippodrome. So this is by no means over for Byzantine. It just means that VortiX can force a lot of arrows if he is so inclined. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. What
yeah.
else could he have made?
Hmm.
Let's see here. We
Was
have Frisian out of the way. We have Gorge out of the way. Arabia is here. So Three Little Pigs and Holy Island. Lipany is left. And Coastal, of course, which is basically small Arabia.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean just we could have had Macedonian and French as well, and I'm kind of surprised that Beastie did snipe French instead of Japanese. I mean,
So French against Biz is also not super fun. What was Vortex's other
no,
choice?
it's also not fun, but I would
Oh yeah, I mean BC's
argue
other choice. I'm sorry.
Beastie's other choice would have been Macedonians.
Yeah, okay. I mean that's just a really nice matchup going up
Yeah,
against Japan. It's kind of okay-ish. Against French, you're pretty happy.
yeah.
But yeah,
That's the
let's
thing.
find out, folks.
That is that is the thing. Yeah, French also a rough matchup, but I would argue that it would have been a little bit slightly easier to play against I mean, also for the reason that Japanese is a little bit more versatile when it comes to the unit composition, right? I mean, you can go mass Yumi, you can go mass Onobugeisha, throw your opponent off that way. Of course, you can just go horseman into your fast castle mounted samurai. You can dark age rush them, and with French, it's more like they're gonna do standard feudal age and then the knights, and you just go limited and defend against that. So. Beastie
Folks,
going with 3 on stone right now, just to...
it's a very different game than what we expected, or at least I expected, quite honestly. Beastie does have the backberry spawn, which is great for him.
Mhm.
And when he saw that, he thought to himself, you know what? Let's build a winery back there, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and now he's super greedy on the stone because he didn't scout any barracks. Yeah, because VortiX is not playing Dark Age at all, and Beastie is reacting essentially perfectly to that
Yeah.
because he's just playing standard Byzantine greed.
No, absolutely. I really like that he switched the game plan on the fly. Um, I'm a little bit surprised, or maybe even more than a little bit, that we don't see Dark Age Japanese being at play. Instead, he's heavily on the berries. Almost looks like he wants to deplete the berries just in case he gets aggressed on. So that is quite interesting to see. Second cistern being built right now. Still only one on gold, so he's taking his sweet time. But since he moved it there like ages ago, macro-wise it's gonna work out just perfectly. And yeah, gonna play a little bit more greedily, and he can actually do that. On the other side, we have 2 villagers on the Kura storehouse, so that also kind of screams fast castle for Japanese. So this is exactly going the opposite way of how I would expected it to go down.
It is not the fastest, as we saw from Louis, which builds the landmark with 1, but 2 here, which, let's see, I mean, it's VortiX. He likes knights. I'm calling you my bannerman, but we'll find out. He does have a really nice spawn for it, right? Let's see how many sheep he got, though. And he also got the majority of the sheep on the map. So, yeah, fast castle would be very nice for VortiX indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just now scouting the map, or the base rather, and he sees that there's double gold here in front of Beasty. So if you put it, he would have gone for a tower rush, denying double gold plus stone and a good chunk of the wood line. That would have been really brutal, and then your opponent only has the berries left basically.
I mean, I stand by my thinking that Dark Age Rush against Byzantine is, if your civ is made for that, like Japan is, it is always the better play. But let's see what VortiX can do here, because his timing is really nice. Beasty is so greedy. He's already up on 3rd level cisterns, about to drop a 4th cistern as well. What is the play here for Biz? You're kind of forced into making at least the barracks and the merc house. But other than that, what is the game plan against a Japanese fast castle? I guess you just play feudal and try to look for an age-up that doesn't kill you.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it also depends on what your opponent is gonna do. So, for example, if we see a lot of like Honorable Geisha Samurai, which we could see like a feudal all-in from Japanese, then you have to react accordingly. If he's gonna just go Horseman Yumi, it's gonna be a little different. And so that also, yeah, is part of the consideration here. And VortiX, yeah, halfway towards Castle Age almost already, while the age-up comes in. Beasty, you know, he can look at the timer as well, figure out, okay, 5 minutes in. That definitely is not the regular stuff, especially since we're not having any aggression. So he knows fast castle is coming. What is he going to do with that? Adding another cistern, very nice. And then probably moving out on the berries relatively shortly.
Both players just playing the game that they want to play, honestly. Beasty is now on level 4 cisterns and starting out with a stable. So he wants to keep VortiX honest. I do think that it's a little late for that. VortiX sees the stable as he moves by with his scout. Good on him. And he sees that Beasty is only on 1 on the gold, so that is not a fast castle to counter his. It is just pure greed on both sides. Love to see it. VortiX is popping down an outpost on his gold.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he did actually see the stable. It seemed like.
Oh yeah, he saw it.
He did? Okay, no mind.
Yeah, just on the edge. If you swap to his perspective, when you can see the outline of the building, he saw it with the scout. Beasty scouts out the outpost there, and VortiX is forced to put a 2nd villager on it. I mean, it's not gonna delay him because he still has 2 on gold. Still.
Yeah, he does have enough gold. He just wants to keep the gold production going, but it will not delay his timing at all. Force drop, and now we have the floating gate coming up. So yeah, solid timing here. 10 villagers on it. Feels like a good mix between I wanna have it, but I don't wanna overcommit into, I don't know, like putting 20 villagers or whatever. And the horsemen coming in, we don't have Explorators, so it's just gonna be the regular vanilla horsemen, no Triumph, no Explorators, nothing there, no blacksmith upgrades whatsoever, villagers being garrisoned, no harm, no
It's just
foul
idle
there.
time.
Yeah, it's a little bit of idle time, but it's not gonna change the bigger picture. Does Beasty, however, know about the age up? I mean, he can smell it,
Oh, yeah.
that's of course the case. But yeah, it's so close under the town center, you can't really dive it. You're just gonna garrison all of them, and then your horsemen are gonna die anyway. So that's not gonna be worthwhile.
He doesn't see it, but then again, he's a Byzantine player at 7 minutes with level 5 cisterns on 3 different berry patches. So if your opponent is not fast castling while you do that, you're probably dead.
Yeah. By the way, we could also see some mercenary Mangodai coming in. I don't expect it, but that would be fun. Just saying, you know, like that's one thing where you have to, or I mean, you know,
mercenary
raiders.
desert raiders. I fully expect to see desert raiders here, honestly, and I do think that is why BC chose longbow contract, because he's getting the camels anyway, and he's even getting the better camels.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is also just add a few for the debuff against the mounted samurai. We already have one on the field. Yorishiro is there on the stable, so moving out there already with the scout and then followed by the mounted samurai. Beasty heavily pulled on gold. He knows that he needs to get that relatively soon. Just has a handful of the first batch here of the longbows, another one in queue to defend, and VortiX doesn't want to push his luck apparently.
Honestly, Beasty is in such a good position. His income is through the roof. Golden Horn Tower coming up right now. The fact that VortiX is not punishing him right now, I mean, he has 3 knights. It's VortiX. Let's not count him out, right? He's the king of dives with knights. But yeah, this is a very scary Byzantine. If that Golden Horn goes up without Beasty losing more than 2-3 bills, man, this is going to be very, very bad for Japanese.
Yeah, I mean, especially like I'm so flabbergasted here. We don't have like, if there would be 5 limited standing here, I would totally understand VortiX not wanting to dive, but there's just a handful of longbows there.
That is 16 villagers with Akrotoy. And the longbows do have paling set up, so if you move into that, the knights gets stunned. But here comes VortiX.
Yeah, almost.
Akrotoy has been used, and the Vills are fighting. At least they're frontlining.
Yeah, they're kind of frontlining. We do have Golden Horn Tower coming up. Is gonna be constructed fairly shortly. VortiX now seeing that as well happening here in the back of the base. Longbow kiting, but losing a couple. At least only 3 so far.
Merc upgrade is coming through, and did Beasty go for... Where is our Merc house? No, it's still researching the upgrade. And is he gonna go immediately into the Desert Raiders? I don't think he can afford... No, he's going into a Cataphract so far. Desert Raiders do cost 495 oil, so he can't afford it right now. This is a very bad time to be missing 4 oil.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god!
Ouch!
The greed killed! It is over! No limit on it at all!
That is not how I expected that to go down. Just imagine, like, think back 1 minute, just 1 friggin' minute ago, Beasty was in an incredible position, and then it was just, like, he only had longbows, and then VortiX was catching up with the mounted samurai. If we just had a handful of limited I do not understand that, like...
Imagine if he sold the oil instead and went for a faster age up.
Like, oh man, that was, I think he got carried away by the greed, honestly. Like, that is not, oh wow. Oh boy.
I mean, that was a little bit anticlimactic, to say the least. It was just okay, I'm gonna make 5 knights and the game is over. And my opponent just boomed in the meantime.
I mean,
it's kind of like team games.
It's kind of like, yeah, I guess so. I mean, the thing is, I fully expected Japanese to have a field day against Byzantines, because that's always what happens to me when I play Byzantines against Japanese, but I didn't expect it to go that way. Like, that was definitely That was probably one of the weirdest games I've seen in this tournament, quite honestly.
Let's take a look at what is left over here for matchups. Now, Beasty, VortiX is on match point, so Beasty is forced to play something that he knows wins. But basically, he has to win every single match now, but
Yeah.
still, he's gonna pick Mali. Unless it's going Holy Island, then he's gonna pick Zushi. But
It's gonna be close to cliffs, I can tell you that much.
then he's picking Mali.
Okay.
So what does VortiX play against that? He has Delhi, he has Sengoku, which is kind of good everywhere. He has Ayubit, which can work, but I'm kind of favoring Mali. I'm kind of favoring Mali into pretty much everything.
Yeah. Well, it is
Oh,
gonna be
look, it's
Malians,
Delhi.
and it's gonna be Delhi.
What was sniped out? Because VortiX chose to fight Malians.
Yeah, Macedonian was sniped, and the other one was Sengoku. So I do understand that snipe. And
Sengoku on coastal.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I guess I can see that.
choosing Malians over Macedonians, that is quite interesting.
VortiX does enjoy his aggressive play, and Malians is mostly defensive. So, yeah.
Yeah, usually it is
Kind of
most,
curious that he's not confident against the Macedonians instead.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, thinking forward, I mean, since I'm, in chat, it's like, well, Sengoku's out to win. First of all, no, it's not out to win. Second of all, I mean, it is very favored, obviously, but it's not out to win, and it's not going to be played anyway because Beastie is gonna snipe that every single time. So, yeah, I would say Marlins should have this, and then we have HAE, Order of the Dragon still going, which are very strong civs in the hands of Beastie, especially on things like Holy Island. Three Little Pigs, that would be a Macedonian or Juicy's Legacy map. And oh yeah, 3 more seconds. Okay, and yeah, Knights Templar probably not gonna be played either. So yeah,
KT is also decent on Holy Island.
is
So for
also
Holy Island, the pick is either Sushi and KT or it's KT and one of the HRE variants.
yeah, absolutely. And with that, we are hopping in. Just need to switch that in the overlay. And there we have it. Game number 4. VortiX up 3-0. Match point in his best of 7. And it is a semi-final, so the winner is going to move on to the finals, which is also going to be best of 7, and the loser is going to move to the game of, let's go for third place, whatever.
But yeah, guys, unlike the Rising Empire's LAN events, where we are very, very limited on time usually, the third place match is going to be played out tomorrow. So yeah, looking forward to that one as well. Should be pretty damn good.
Yeah, definitely. That should be a lot of fun. And I mean, it also, of course, since there's a 2,500 prize pool on stake at stake here on the line, the third place also does make make a difference whether you get paid. I don't know, it's like 300 or 500 or something like that. So yeah, definitely is also a high stakes game. Do you expect anything crazy here? So I mean, the last game was definitely out of the ordinary. No. Both players just being super greedy, booming away, and then VortiX with just 2 or 3 Mounted Samurai closing the game. Beastie looks like he's going to play the semi-standard 7 house opener. And
I mean, I'm looking at this Beastie spawn and I'm like, who did he pay off with that double gold with the easily wallable corner and the deer pack in the back there with the berries on that side as well? Like, what is that?
Yeah, that is quite nice. I mean, the spawn gods definitely favoring him here. I mean, in general, you don't necessarily want to have 2 golds that close by. But at the same time, since
he can even go for the trade tower on that, and it would still be a decent choice, even though it's minus 75 resources per minute.
Wow, I would be surprised if we see that. To be fair.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I mean, on the other side, there is no choice because it's Delhi. It is always Dome. The Tower of Victory is not bad, guys. It's not bad. I'm not coping.
I mean, you say that, but at the same time, I do imagine, you know, if you have Mass Archer against the Donzo Mass, so Mass Archer Ghazi against the Donzo Mass, with Tower Victory, the 20% extra attack speed, I don't think that's bad at all. I mean, I think.
Hey, I'm not joking when I say it's not
know.
bad. I literally mean that. The thing is, Dome of the Faith gives you scholars to fight with. It gives you faster research in Feudal Age. And at the same time, it also gives you that massive snowball potential, because if you get to Castle Age with Tower, you are dependent on the sacred sites fueling your scholar building, because otherwise you cannot afford them. And then you just don't have as many, and you can't get your upgrades as fast. But yeah, we do have the standard play on both sides. Dome against Monza Quarry. And I do wonder when Beasty is gonna decide to wall this off. VortiX did not scout that corner just yet, and I would love to see his face when he does.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, he's making his way over, so he'll figure it out fairly soon. And I wouldn't blame him if he rage quits after that. So we'll see. We'll find out in 20 seconds.
So he sees the steer pack, he sees the second gold, he's gonna bite into his keyboard right about now, and we move on. Stable is being made. Big surprise. Delhi opening with stable. Who'da thunk?
Yeah, definitely no surprise there at all. And what is...
I do like... He parked the scout on the gold. Is he trying to block the second pit mine?
Can you even block that? I suppose
I'm not sure, honestly. Beasty, by the way, is opening with the cattle. Triple cattle into the immediate... what's it called? The immediate ranch.
Cattle ranch.
And then you already have a leg up economically against your opponent. But Beasty is not making the ranch. Okay, he's going for both at the same time. So stable and cattle ranch. And then you can open with Sofa, which can sort of deal with the Ghazi a little bit. Or you can also go into Warrior Scouts, which can just run away. Either way, you force your Delhi opponent to look at their own resources and their own villagers for a little bit.
And you say they can kind of deal with that, but at the same time, the Ghazi Raiders being a soft counter.
They do have the bonus against heavy. You're absolutely right, because that is why Beasty is going for Warrior Scouts. We do have a little bit of a hiccup, guys.
There you go. Just pause that for a second.
Double stable. Okay, here's the crazy things happening. I did not expect double stables. Did not have that on my bingo card.
I mean,
and VortiX is diving for this villager. He's gonna lose the Ghazi for it, but already doing some equalizing here.
Yeah, I mean that's. I'd take that trade. I mean, the Ghazi Raider. If it would be a knight, it would be a different story. With the Ghazi Raider, it's like, yeah, it's not the greatest, but a villager kills a villager kill. Although against Malians, maybe it's not as valuable, but definitely cutting down the gold production just for a little bit.
The VortiX is actually gonna be having to pay attention here. He sees the Sulfa, sees the Warrior Scout upgrade, so he knows that at least one stable exists. I don't think he's expecting the second one, though. And I don't think we'll be seeing a barracks just yet, which he will eventually need if he's facing down this spam.
I mean, it's just a very expensive spam. Like the thing is, obviously, with the cavalry, like one thing that it definitely gives you is you will maintain or retain map control. And so with the Sofa, also they're slightly faster than regular knights, and so they can kind of keep up with the Ghazi Raiders, which are just a little bit faster. You do have some semblance of map control, especially when it comes to fighting around the sacred sites, protecting them, or defending against the scholars taking them. But at the same time, I mean, with that spawn, really just put a wall in here, park a couple Donzo over here, and then you're good to go up to Castle Age. That, I think, would have been my strategy here. And Also, I'm not sure if you can, with just 3 cows, if you can keep up the production that Delhi has right now. I mean, look at the Ghazi right now, just chasing the Sofa away.
Ghazi trying to bully here. Now, the Sofas do have better combat stats than the Ghazi, and they do quite a bit of damage, but Beasty has to kill. Losing another villager here, VortiX is so annoying, and now he's just gonna run away and heal up.
Yeah, and that's another thing, right? I mean, look at the Sofa here with just 13 health. That is basically just one hit from the Ghazi. Meanwhile, you can just hold them back. You're faster, so VortiX will always be in a position to choose where and when to fight, and then he can just heal them up and he'll be fine. So, yeah.
Beasty's actually not choosing to follow through here. He did pop down an archery range, and without scouting it, he already is countering the spears moving out onto the map there. I would have fully expected him to like try to follow through here. Warrior Scout is chasing that one scholar here. And can he kill that guy? Scholars have quite a bit of health.
Yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage here. It should be enough to, yeah, keep them safe. There's a spearman here coming as well, so that scholar is gonna make it out alive. VortiX taking the one sacred side while also simultaneously healing up his units there. And now Beasty is going for the wall here on the left side, so he should be fine. Having 2 safe gold pit mines here for Malians is really super valuable. Now adding slowly more and more of the cattle ranches, so he's not in a bad position, but I'm still not buying I'm still not digging the Sofa, the mass Sofa too much here.
It's a painted spawn, but at the same time, like, he already lost 2 villagers here, and VortiX is on 2 sacred sites, or will be once that scholar eventually no, never mind, he's gonna die. Bye, guy.
Well, I mean, there's one spearman. That should not be a whole lot of issue, but yeah, nice.
Value spearman, by the way.
Value spearman picking out the 1 low health so far.
Oh god, do you see that villager there? Because VortiX is not. Beasty's still leading the wall here and rebuilding it from the outside. No!
Oh my goodness.
Passing.
No. Just build.
Why?
Just build a gate over here, please. Oh
he shift queued it to walk through and build it behind him, but the pathing killed it. The gate is gone and that villager is still just pretending to not exist.
Well, good for him though. That VortiX is not following through, doesn't really want to push into this. He doesn't have a scout with him here. Scouts are probably busy with pro scouting here. So that, that could have been almost game ending if VortiX follows through and is just moving into this, because we just have a couple of feudal age archers and the villagers are exposed. So that is a scary situation for BC. I'm really not happy with not having a single Donzo against all of these Ghazi Raiders. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness.
I was gonna say this could be a nice timing for Beasty, but VortiX scouts the army out and is pushing it back, because the walls at the top side have not been finished. They would have arrived exactly at the time to walk through there.
Yeah, that would have been...
And Delhi once again... I'm sorry.
No, sorry, that would have been a good counter raid here for Beasty, and he kind of needs to find something like that. If he can find a situation where he idles 15 villagers, kills another 5, the game is definitely back in his favor. But right now, VortiX definitely not in a bad spot at all. Has, like, even with the scholars, has a sizable army mass here and a good tri-comp here with archers, spearmen, and Ghazi raiders, and Beasty doesn't really have a response for everything here. He doesn't have a hard counter against the archers, and he doesn't have a hard counter against the Ghazi raiders, and I think that is scary. Now we have 2 sacred sites and
looking
time
so
ticking
bad
against us.
We have 12 cows at this point. Is Beasty's only refuge to run to Castle Age, which VortiX of course will smell. Like, Delhi only needs to build army. The sacred sites will infinitely provide you with extra gold. At some point, yeah, this is very, very rough for Beasty right now.
Look at this army, and I just imagine we had 15 to 20 Donzo here instead of this
18 so far. Oh, VortiX is kind of surprised, I think, that Beasty is taking this fight. And is he really This is a scary amount of so far. Beasty is trying to snipe out the spear. Spear numbers are dropping, and the so fars, once again, they are the better cavalry here. They are doing more damage. VortiX might have bitten off a little bit too much.
I mean, it is a good fight for Beasty, but not by a long shot, though. He is losing most of the...
13 so far still alive. It's a really good fight for Beasty, quite honestly.
Really, yeah, I eat my words. That is a much better fight than I expected.
Can VortiX hold the sacreds?
I probably respect the Gazi just a tad too much. I mean, incredible, impeccable micro here by Beasty, of course, sniping the spearman, which is sometimes really difficult to do there.
You can't be here. You only have 7 spears. Like, the Sofars are just gonna run him over.
Yeah, kind of needs to
Beasty
fall
doesn't
back.
agree. A little bit too much respect here.
The thing is, Beasty doesn't really see that. Now he has... Where's his... Yeah, he does have scouts. I'm not sure where they are, though. That's one of... Oh, no, that's an archer.
We have 17 cows behind this, by the way, and 2 more queued up. So Mali Boom is essentially done.
Yeah, now it just needs more gold moving out on the deer, which is gonna be super, super safe. And as soon as he hits enough gold, he can just age up to Castle Age. Mali upgrades also coming in kind of fast as well, so... Even if
Beasty's heading to castle now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only sensible play. I mean, you can of course continue it in feudal age and just mass up units on either side. But if you can get the age advantage, now he's also getting more and more upgrades coming in as well.
VortiX this time, he's gonna respect the Sofa a little bit more, adding a lot of spears to this. VortiX is fully committed to feudal age at this point.
Also putting 9 scholars, so he does have the healing in the back. This is grim. Can Beasty pull it off one more time?
Yeah, one Sofa is finding the villagers here, but the villagers strike back with a vengeance. Shifts are out. And that is 1 pit mine out. Beasty is gonna be hard pressed to find anything here. He is scrapping Castle Age for now.
Yeah, you kind of have to scrap that for now. I mean, it just takes a lot of time to pay off, and you can't do it right now. If it would be a white tower, it would be a different thing, but with the Grand Fulani Corral, you can't really do that right now. Sniping some more spearmen here, that's nice, but losing the second pit
mines.
So all the passive gold income is now on the Monster Quarry, 75 gold per minute. And
this is do or die now. Beasty needs to win this one, and I don't think he can with the feudal healing. That is so many scholars behind this.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to one-shot the units, otherwise the healing is gonna just outdo him, and as long as there's spearmen still standing, he can't really fight and really commit to the front line. I mean, he's still standing there.
Good kiting. TC is not filled though. That's not really helping too much. VortiX's numbers are dropping, but so are Beasties. The front line is essentially gone. All the Sofa are dead, and without them, it's just archers here. And can Beasty hold this really? The TC, once again, he's not really providing too much fire because the villagers are not in it. Beasty is now pulling some off.
Yeah,
and Beasty's gonna hold.
To be garrisoned. He can hold it, but at what cost? He did lose both of the pit mines. He's way off of Castle Age. Meanwhile, if you look at VortiX, floating a lot of wood, floating a lot of gold, he just needs to have more food, and his income is very solid, and so he can age up relatively soon whenever he pleases. And Beasty is scrambling to stay alive with the units here, adding more Sofa. He needs to have more Sofa on the map here, but it's just, where's the income for that? He doesn't have the gold for it. He would have to go for another pit mine, but
it's so Jover. I mean, Beasty has a great food income with 20 cattle, but like he doesn't have access. This is the last berry bush here. He needs to go out over here onto these deer. He's going on that little gold on the right side that VortiX apparently does not have on his radar. But yeah, this is very much a YOLO play. Like, if this gets scouted, the game is done.
Yeah, he's trying to go for a raid here, but at the same time he's also decapping one of the sacred sites, which basically is alerting VortiX of his presence over there. Can he find some
gonna find
raids?
a nice raid here. The warrior scout does see all of these vills. House of Learning is being pulled in. VortiX was distracted, so he's gonna find a bunch of kills. But that also means that Beasty's not at home, and VortiX can move over there. Oh, he's gonna walk straight to the raid to the H-Hub, actually? How many is that? That's 5 feudal so far with a warrior scout?
There's 18 villagers on the House of Learning, and there's a couple spearmen now also buying some more time for VortiX. It's not gonna be delayed at all, even if he sacrifices a few villagers, doesn't matter. He is gonna hit the Castle Age, and Beasty is way off of Castle Age at this time.
Upgrades coming in. That is 8 scholars in the mosques, and we do have some in the production buildings as well. 50 seconds for veterancy. Beasty is nowhere near Castle Age.
No, I mean, he's getting the gold now that he needs, also getting another pit mine here, but the left side is completely abandoned right now. There's a couple deer, so that's some nice food income that he could also get. Getting a wall on the right side. By the way, we still have the sacred sites taking 4 more minutes, and that is a real thing, right? That is a thing that you need to consider. Veterans
going for sacred side win. I mean, it doesn't sound like VortiX.
No, but I mean, why not? Like, he just uses all the tools in his disposal right now, and again, it is a real thing. While you're getting all the upgrades, Ghazi Raiders should have their veterancy pretty... Yeah, there you go, there you have it.
Yeah, that is 35 archers, by the way, for the Malians, and Beasty does have 15 on gold, never mind. Yeah, still has 15 on gold, is rebuilding the pit mines. So he can probably afford poison archers immediately. Finds another bunch of VortiX's villagers. VortiX is bleeding out quite a bit here. And at the same time, he has such a scary army. He has such a scary timing. Home Plains is through, and there is about to be 4 lancers here on the field. Is Beasty gonna go into some spears after all? No, don't see anything.
No, there's not. He's not going for Donzo at all. But I mean, the thing is, just look at the... He's 10 villagers ahead right now, plus all of the passive income. He's getting Castle Age relatively soon, with now pulling more villagers, 18 on that thing. And then it's gonna take another half minute, he gets the upgrades, he should be able to defend against whatever is coming in from VortiX. There's no elephants on the field right now, that's the one thing that really would scare Beasty right now. And I think VortiX has put off a little bit too much pressure here, and has allowed
30 seconds to upgrade
into the game.
That is imported armor also coming in very, very soon, and we almost have enough gold to get the poison arrows, which 40 is 38, 37. Okay, the archer numbers are actually falling quite quickly. 10 more seconds for this upgrade to come in. Beasty is going to be able to fight with veteran archers here. VortiX cannot do a thing about it.
Yeah, so far
Upgrade
now
is
on the archers, and the Malian archers just kiting like there's no tomorrow, now sniping the spearmen.
Such a bad fight for VortiX though.
That is a horrible fight for VortiX. I'm not sure what is happening right now. I mean, he does have the Ghazi on the villagers on the gold, but I mean, that is little to nothing compared to what the... Look at that damage! Look at all these units being killed here. VortiX losing everything in the... like everything he had here in front.
2 minutes, we have a keep on the left sacred side, and the right sacred side also getting a keep. VortiX is playing for the sacred win. The issue is, can he hold against that mass of army? And if you look at the numbers, 21 of that is scholars. Like, VortiX is gonna pull them over, sure, but...
I mean, the thing is...
Keep is not finished, 1,000 is left on the HP. VortiX does have his army here, but Beasty has the bigger stick. He's just gonna run in with those archers.
He needs to stop that. The keep is going up, and with that, I don't think that Beasty can actually... I mean, he cannot...
I mean, Beasty's gonna decap that. The Sofa don't care about the keep.
Do they not? I mean, it kind of looks like they do.
It's kind of is a little bit of damage. Wow, VortiX can actually push this back here. Oh, because Beasty doesn't have the +2. Okay, well, unexpected. Yeah. I guess he also expected that to go differently. And now we have 1 minute. 1 minute with the keep on the other side as well. Beasty has villagers close to that, so that is a last resort he could be going for.
We don't have the siege engineering. I mean, that would be another option, but I mean, you don't have a lot of time. 45 seconds. he now moving over to the other one, but I mean he does see that there's a keep here because of the sacred site providing some vision for whatever reason.
VortiX is also moving over though, and yeah, it's just gonna be a big old clash. Beasty needs to get on top of that point. It is match point for VortiX. It is looking pretty rough.
This is looking really rough right now. I mean, we just kind of need to hold it. We get more ranged armor right now coming in. The army in general looking not bad for Beasty, and the income is really, really good for him. If he just had more time, that is his issue right now. He doesn't have the time. He needs to decap one sacred site, then he can win. That is his victory position right now.
What is in that keep? There's 8 units in that keep. They need to hop out. They need to get on top of that point. What is in there? Is that villagers?
He just needs to hold that. If he can decap that,
there's villagers in. It's being blocked again. The scholars are moving forward. I do think Beasty's just gonna decap here.
Yeah, please, Beasty, do it.
2 more seconds. The archers are sniping out the vills. The lancers need to get on top of the point.
More relics being pulled. There's another ball. There's another ball on
Beautiful,
Come on.
beautiful play. The keep is just murdering Beasty's army one by one.
And units more and more. He's trying. Oh my goodness. He's still having units on there. Scholars.
Second keep drop.
And another keep. Amazing.
We don't have enough healing here.
Vololo attempt.
Another Vololo attempt. It's Beasty's decapping. This is. VortiX is losing.
No, this is so close. We're talking 27
VortiX is
seconds.
losing this game. I can't believe it. It's beautiful. That was a beautiful finish.
Oh my god.
How did he throw that so hard?
Oh my goodness. What a game.
That second keep. Why not just make units?
Oh my. What the heck? Beasty the madman. Dude, if I get the chance to interview him after this, I need to ask him how he... I want to know his APM during this game, quite honestly. Like, what a crazy game. What a comeback. Oh my goodness.
That was a beautiful defense. I thought the scholar healing would actually be enough, but, well, it was not.
Wow.
Sheesh. VortiX trying to out-defend his opponent, and nah.
Damn. Wow. I mean, I thought that Malians would be able to win that, but I mean, dude, what a game.
Oh, VortiX was in a great position, and then he lost 11 villagers while he went up to Castle Age.
Oh my goodness.
That was nice. That was very nice.
Dude, I'm sweating. This was a tense game. Damn. Wow.
Folks, that is Coastal Cliffs out of the way. We have Holy Island and Three Little Pigs and Lipany left in the pool.
So it is going to be Holy Island and 2 pretty strong civilizations on that map.
French and English, and on the other side we have HRE and KT. Or no, Zushi and HRE? Zushi and KT. Beasty has more options, basically.
So I'm gonna pop that up here. So yeah, Order of the Dragon against English.
TD. Okay, I mean, you have the Gilded Men-at-Arms and Feudal, which are pretty scary. English do need to care about that, so no Feudal Knight Civ, which is kind of nice for Beasty. But then again, if VortiX can get to Admiralty, and can just win water on the back of that, rough for the Order.
Yeah, that's the
I do think Beasty is just gonna go for a castle timing push here.
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, that definitely would be an option. And as you said, with Admiralty, English is a really, really scary opponent on water. Let's pause the game here just for a second. And,
I think how you're thinking about it, or how you have to think about it, is you're expecting to lose water. Of course, you'd love to win it against English, but generally, if both players micro equally well, you're expecting to lose it at some point. So you're going for a land timing push to end the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in a
But yeah, we'll
sense,
see.
you kind of try to tie as many resources as possible on water from your opponent. On the other side, maybe try to spend as little as possible, as little as you can do to get away with that, and then you try to, yeah, to your point, you know, with the Burgrave Palace being a really strong castle age landmark for Order of the Dragon, and then castle push your way into victory here. Let's see if I'm, you know, I'm still like my heart rate is not at normal still. So hopefully this will be a little bit more chill game for my nerves here. Both
What do you
players,
mean? We don't want chill.
well, you know, I have to think about my heart. You know, I have to like still, you know, be able to live for a
Okay.
long time for my family.
No Mongol villagers have been hurt in this game or the last one,
In
so
this
your heart should be
production.
fine, right?
Who cares about Mongol villagers? Have you seen the last game? Oh, wow. Anyway, yeah, both players on water as you would expect. And
I
yeah, I don't
remember
know.
when nobody had any idea how to play this map, and in a practice game, I actually did a man-at-arms rush as English in Dark Age, which worked. I don't know why, but yeah, we all had no idea back then. The villager is taking out the sheep, as you do, just being annoying, and BC is gonna force VortiX's will back, so he has to pull a new one at some point,
Yeah, yeah,
which is kind of annoying.
I remember playing this in Lowell Legends, like I don't know, 2 years ago or whatever, and it was an English mirror of all of all places, right? And
I would have just left and said, yeah, good luck in the finals, I don't want to be here.
no, so the thing is, I was winning for most of the game. I won water and everything.
It's an English mirror. Who's really winning here? Nobody.
Well, that is true, but still, you know. And then at some point I ran out of gold, and after the game someone told me, hey dude, there's like neutral markets, you could have just traded on water, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, you're absolutely right. So yeah, if you don't know a map, if you haven't looked at it like once at least, games can turn out pretty crazy.
Folks, so far for our tangents, because, well, it was Dark Age, we are fishing, it is not that interesting.
Yeah, I mean...
So, yeah, let's see what these guys go for. Give me your prediction, while I say Beasty is going for an Aachen and VortiX is going for an Abbey. I would love to see a Council Hall, though.
Yeah, I'm actually not even sure about the Aachen, to be honest. I could also very well see the mine work, but then again, that also kind of... Well, maybe not. Council Hall, no. I definitely expect the king. The king is just too good to pass up on. And the fact that there's no other way
Rushing
for you...
out a bunch of longbows fast is pretty scary, though, for your opponent. Because Beasty will have to make a stable.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
he's going for the
that's
barracks to counter both, but then he has to go for man-at-arms, which are very expensive.
Oh, sheep getting murdered here, unfortunately. But yeah, so I mean, with the king, like the thing is, you only can get it with the king's palace, with the enemy of kings, rather, not the king's palace. That's a different one. And so that's why I really prefer that. And then you can also put a little bit of pressure on the land. And I mean, to that point, like yes, with the council hall, your opponent needs to go for a stable and produce horsemen. But with the king, they need to go for a barracks and produce spearmen. So either way, it is an investment that they have to make. And the healing is just too good to pass up on. That would be my point. Yeah,
Starting to get slightly worried for VortiX here. He's still not aging up, still taking his sweet time. Beasty is still wasting so much time of VortiX is here by putting the scout here, and VortiX is still shooting that guy. I don't know about that one. Like, we're still not aging. We don't have the gold. Sure, we killed a scout, but what is the payoff here? Beasty has two harbors, two docks, and is about to hit feudal age. That is going to be an immediate galley if he could afford it. There we go. First galley is out, and VortiX was very greedy on the water as well, so he has a lot of fishing. He can't hide that.
Yeah, it's 11 to 7, so 12 right now. So he almost has double the amount of fishing boats on water, and Yeah, that really might cost him. We do have Abbey of Kings coming up with 8 villagers, so he's really, really rushing that. He knows that if the galley
Galley's
arrives
out.
here before... that is scary. I mean, that is also...
Is that just gonna be another repeat performance of the... Well, I mean, no, you can still play land here, but at the same time, like, this galley might be doing a lot of damage. You can, however, try to out-repair it, and of course there is 3 garrison slots in that. VortiX is still spamming fishing boats, like, wow. That is some next level greed. He has twice the number.
Yeah. Well, if it would be Delhi, you could fight, but this way, yeah, not gonna do anything, needs to retreat here, and that's gonna dip his food eco quite heavily. I mean, luckily you don't really need a whole lot of food for your naval military, but still. What is Beasty doing else? He's not adding any more. There's no Springle ship coming out.
Barracks and Gilded Men-at-Arms is on the way, which the king will be able to deal with when it pops out in 30 seconds. So far this galley has not found a single kill, and there is a Hulk and a galley queued up. So far, working out for VortiX beautifully.
I mean, there's quite a lot of idle time, but I mean, idle time is not units being killed, so that's at least something for VortiX. So yeah, it definitely is not the worst. Now he's also adding the Springle ship. And does Beasty? No, he doesn't see that. He's just being chased. And he doesn't... Okay, now he's putting a Springle ship into the queue. Yeah, King and Men-at-Arms are gonna meet. Or are they? They're just gonna pass. Okay, then they don't care.
He saw the deer move over, but did not see the Men-at-Arms. Men-at-Arms just moving in. How far is the TC range? Pretty close. These villagers are just gonna drop off. And the King is... still heading towards the gold that has a tower on it.
Yeah, that has a tower. There's another villager that built a 3rd dock for Beasty, but that is moving away, so that should be safe. Man-at-Arm did make it into the woodline, so the whole woodline is getting idled out by this one half-health Man-at-Arms.
Oh, look. Shortbow's coming out, and keep in mind, guys, the villagers actually do as much damage as an archer. King, by the way, just died to the spearman.
Yeah, 5 damage per villager minus the armor is
VortiX
really
though,
bad.
he's blundering on the water. He's did not pay attention, had to micro on the land, is losing his galley for free. They're just diving into, and Beasty now has his timing window on the water to go in and find some damage.
Yeah, I mean, it was just this one Man-at-Arm causing so much trouble for Beasty, like for VortiX. In favor of Beasty, and now Beasty is moving out on the water here with his naval tricomp, if you will. And VortiX, I mean, he does have, let's see, he does have 2 docks, so he is a little bit behind in that regard. Demo ship being taken out.
I do like the fact, like, Beasty is blindly producing spearmen and moving across the map with them. He did not scout the stable that VortiX put up. And I guess VortiX, there's the archery range, but I guess VortiX was pretty fine with just going horsemen because he expected more men-at-arms, and now he can't fight these guys at all. Instead, he has to use the villagers for it.
Yeah, but since it's the Gilded Spearmen, they have a lot more health. And then also, you did say that the villagers have as much damage as the archers, and that is partly true because they don't do bonus damage against light melee infantry, and so it's
fair point.
It's, you know, like still nice. I mean, I give you that, but it's not.
Guys, we can't be here. That's 3 Gilded Spearmen. You're just gonna die.
I mean, at the same time, we do have the heal of the Abbey of Kings, so as long as you kind of keep your villagers around the vicinity here, you're just gonna heal up again. So
tell that to Marpa there on the ground.
Oh, you mean her? Well, she had a full life.
Nobody liked her, right?
No, she has lived her life. You know, she was old. She lived a full life.
That nice detail, by the way. The scouting house that Beasty put up here on top of the Aachen. On the one side, it's not in Aachen range, so it's quite nice that you have a spot for farms, space for farms there. On the other side, you do scout out when an army is passing by. And VortiX is just idling out the wood while pushing on the water. But he doesn't have the army on the water to really do anything. Admiralty has not been researched. So English is not having that big chokehold just yet. And there's one Gilded Spear and the 5 units have to go home.
Yes, just this one guy is like, hey guys, raid, don't run, don't run. Also, by the way, the cool thing about the house also is that it is close enough so you can actually use emergency repairs. And if your opponent is just moving into your base, into your wood line, because it's like, well, it's gonna hit something, it's just gonna hit the house. So yeah, either way, gonna be a nice little scouting house here.
What a premium white tower. Just look at that positioning in the middle of the 2 golds there as the horsemen trying to go for another raid, but there's now 3 spearmen. Beasty just has to pay attention that he doesn't chase too far, because otherwise the woodline is once again exposed when they run a circle. Speaking of spearmen, there's more spearmen here at the front, and they did bring a man-at-arm with them.
Yep,
it's one dead villager.
They did bring their beefy brother as well.
Just 2.
Just one
Beasty's
more.
pushing on the water as well. That is a lot of demos. 8 of them coming in. VortiX cannot possibly hold this, so he's gonna lose water in exchange for the Castle H. And what is gonna come out of this tower? So far, pretty much nothing. If we cancel the ships, possibly we could make some knights. Oh, and another Hulk is popping out, but there's 3 demo ships. And VortiX has all of his fishing clumped up. Kaboom!
There you go. I mean, that is pretty much the end on water, I suppose. These 2 demo are just parking there. And it is so funny to me how this went exactly the opposite way how we expected. You know, going the spend a little bit on water and then going Burgrave, and instead VortiX is going kind of fast castle here and then losing the water, which, you know, his Admiralty, he didn't even get, yeah, he wasn't even able to go for that, you know. It is quite expensive, you know, 500 resources in early feudal is quite a lot. And so Beasty now taking full control on the of the water, just needs to patrol his fishing, his military here, and then he's gonna be fine. Gold is gonna be idled out a little bit, but he does have enough for the age up, and then yeah, and then we're gonna see knights, we're gonna see more gilded spearmen and gilded horsemen against the longbows, most likely.
I mean, that is 2 knights and 8 longbows. I'm sorry. VortiX is dead in the water, essentially. Sorry the expression. Because the knights can't really find any damage with the gilded spears around, and the 8 longbows, they're not enough.
Yeah, I mean, they're also, I mean, they're getting the veterancy, but yeah, 8 longbows, that is something you would, these numbers is something that we would expect from the Byzantines, but not from English, who can just freely produce them. Almost getting a brace here on the knights. Good catch here with the gilded spearmen. Actually here that relics are being picked up. So 2 relics already here for VortiX. But yeah, we do have the horsemen. That's gonna do very, very good, of course, against the longbows. Yeah, just double tapping them basically.
So, saving grace for VortiX. His farms are cheaper. He has that option. And he didn't lose too many villagers so far. He only lost his fishing. So yeah, he's still going. He's still not entirely dead. And if he can grab a whole bunch of relics here. Yeah, I'm very much coping, guys. I'm very much coping. He's also doing good idle damage here, as you do. But Beasty is just gonna drop down the market and say, you know what, my food income is through the roof. Let me just sell off a little bit of that.
Yeah, no, that does make a lot of sense. And yeah, I mean, to your point, like with the farms, yes, they are a lot cheaper. He also has about 2,000 food still under his town centers.
Topside gold fox.
So in that sense, his food eco should be fine. There's just one knight that doesn't. Oh, now he does see the towers being built, but yeah, shouldn't get away with that. And those beefy gilded knights, yeah, should be able to deter that quite nicely. And yeah, how do we go from there? We do have a 3rd relic being picked up by VortiX, so he is at least making sure that his passive income is where it should be at. And then of course, yeah, the positioning of the White Tower is just premium, but Is it gonna be enough though? Beasty now moving out, and I mean the army is
The
sizable
longbow's
here.
doing a good job. VortiX playing beautifully so far. His cavalry has not taken a single spear poke. Because he literally cannot be here if he's fighting against the spears. But now, big engagement. And are these knights enough to deal with the OTD army? Both players pulling the herd units back. And it does not look like it's enough. The Gilded Men-at-Arms just too beefy. Coming back for another charge, though. Do we have more spears coming? No, it's just Men-at-Arms. It's just Men-at-Arms. These towers are being fortified at the top side. And Springled Emplacement coming in. VortiX has another shot at this. What's Beasty doing?
Well, now the towers are just in the nick of time being fortified here. There's more men-at-arms trickling in, but they're not countering the knights.
What is that monk doing? Oh my god, that is greedy.
Oof, that is quite greedy, but...
Good connection for VortiX here. He's finding a lot of villager kills. Can just run through and ignore the men-at-arms. No spears here, no crossbows. The Gilded Knight here will also be very, very slow. That is quite a bit of damage. How is English looking at home in the meantime? No farms just yet. He's still on the deer. He still has extra resources outside. And VortiX is just going to leave. If he can preserve these knights, he's looking okay-ish.
Yeah.
Any water trade for Beasty? No, he's still just pumping out fishing boats like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, that is a little bit curious here. And yeah, to your point, with the knight, with the king, with the Abbey of Kings as well in the back, that is a lot of value that you can just save up here. And so that is really, really nice for VortiX. For now, just going with knight longbow still, no crossbows being added, no spearmen being added. And oh, Beasty did move out on the gold here on the Holy Island, I guess you would call this here.
Yeah.
And
good move.
That is kind of nice.
I mean, I'll say it is really rough for OTD to face a Knight Archer comp here. Because, yeah, you'd want to just make pure Knights against this. And be pretty happy, but your Knights kind of suck. Like, Gilded Knights sure have great combat stats, but they are so expensive.
Yeah, they're super, super expensive, unfortunately. I mean, basically, like how I always view.
Oh, nice move here. VortiX leaves his longbows all alone. Has to move over, and one ram is being sniped.
Yeah, that was a good find here for BC, knowing that the ram push is coming in. I mean, basically,
Men-at-Arms taking a full charge though,
that's rough.
and that's also out of position here. Is VortiX ever gonna add in crossbows? And as I say, that's 6 being queued up immediately. Still no farms for VortiX. He's just gonna eat all the food on the map immediately. And going for it is basically he wants to end the game now. Does not want to have Beasty establish himself on the water even more.
Yeah, I mean,
and the ram push coming
sense,
in,
right? I mean, you're on a timer, kind of. If you know, like, one thing that a lot of people do when you lose water on Holy Island, you add a second PC. But then, of course, like that's a lot of investment, and that needs to pay off still. And so he just wants to end the game now. His army's looking solid. Front line, back line still intact here. Emergency repairs being used. Villagers being pulled to burn the rams as well. Does he? Does he have the numbers? It doesn't. I mean,
the Knight's doing so good actually. This is insane. Just deleting the entire heavy army of the OTD.
Yeah.
I was curious to see. Never mind. VortiX takes the series 4-1. Sheesh.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Unfortunately,
Knights are a pretty good unit, folks.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we would have seen a lot of the Gilded Horsemen instead, and then like just Gilded Horsemen, Men-at-Arms or something like that. I think that...
it's too late when your opponent already outmasses your mass so much. Like if you have 5 Gilded Horsemen, they just die to the 10 Knights.
True, yeah, but I don't know. That was a great series, insane Malian Delhi game, but unfortunately for Beasty, what I want to say here, VortiX winning the last game here, English against Sword of the Dragon, even though he did lose on water, but the time was just not. It was one of those situations where if you let your opponent cook for another 5 minutes, you're done. But yeah, he wasn't letting Beasty cook for any more minutes, and he was just pulling the trigger. And yeah, great series and winning the series here 4-1, which means VortiX is the first one making it into the finals. He is most likely meeting Marine Lord, who's currently sitting at 3-1 against Annotant, and Beastie is gonna compete for third place tomorrow. I mean, both of those,
Manu,
so as well as the finals. Yes,
do you have your interview notes for VortiX ready?
I do not.
So I kind of hope that Cow already told him to join a voice chat so he can be dragged in here. Cow, do something, Cow. Working on it. Okay.
Working on it. Awesome.
Folks, we're hoping to have VortiX on here. So in the meantime, someone talk to me about Marine Lord versus Annotant. Did Annotant actually pull out the upset? And we do have someone joining here. It is our winner. And Manu, take it away.
Wait, is he already here? Wait,
He is here.
Oh, awesome. Hola, buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás? I'm not gonna continue that in Spanish anymore. I think.
Also, we can't hear anything.
Yeah,
by the
Hello,
way.
hello.
Oh,
There we
hey,
go.
there you are.
Sorry, guys,
Hello.
my config was badly configured.
No worries, no
Hello,
worries. Yeah, man. What a series. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. A little bit tired. It's been like
Mm.
best of 5 and best of 7 back to back, but
Yeah.
I'm feeling really well. Those were some nice games, good practice, and good results. So couldn't
Yeah.
ask for more.
Yeah, no, I can imagine you feeling tired. Like I was sweating when I was watching the Malian against Delhi game on Coastal Cliffs. That was a banger. How did you? I don't know. What do you think you dropped the ball there somewhere? Because you were in control most of the game. It was looking really good for you, and then it somehow didn't work for you.
The coastal one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think the biggest mistake was aging up. I think if I stay in feudal and just spam Gassy, I think I should have been able to dive under his TC and probably win.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I went to Castle Age, I got 5 relics very early, but I was getting raided meanwhile. If that raid didn't happen, I think I win as well. So I don't know, just some bad decisions. Even at the end, maybe I could have made the second keep much earlier, and maybe I would have been able to hold the second side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just a really bad game in general, I think, in terms of decision making.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it was a nail biter, and just a great series. And then of course, you know, for us as observers, as viewers, it is great to see a comeback of a player, and so that really, you know, hyped the series up a little bit more. And then you finished it off with English against Sword of the Dragon. You know, losing water but still making it work on a hybrid map is really impressive. What was your I don't know, expectation once you lost water where you're like, okay, either I go for second TC or I just, you know, put everything in there and try to end it. What was your thought process there?
Yeah, so I think if you lose the water later than what I did, it's okay. You can boom, you can go for 2TC and just play the standard game. But I lost it too early, and also I lost many villagers while aging up, so I was like, I need to all in for sure. Luckily, he didn't have a single gold in the back. So the moment I started denying the front gold, he couldn't produce probably as many knights as he wanted. So yeah, from there, I think the game got pretty good for me all of a sudden. Then I got like a good raid. I killed 5 villagers on its gold and like 3 or 4 on the wood line. I think there I actually knew I was really ahead because water is really not that great right now. It's good, especially if you win water early, you have an eco advantage. But if you lose it, if you win it a bit later and then you also lose like 9-10 villagers on land, plus he was idling a lot in his gold and stuff. I thought I was ahead at that point.
Yeah, no, I mean, great read of the situation of the game. You know, as an observer, of course, it's a lot easier to figure out what the state of the game is, but as a player, that's sometimes challenging. So, very well done there, of course. One other game, at least, that I want to talk about real quick is of course, the Mongol game on Frisian Marshes. I did see a similar strategy with, Mongols being on Uwu and Dog, and then adding a mass caching going into Kurultai. I did see that, I don't know, either in War Chief Club or last weekend or whatever. Is that something like that strategy, something that is maybe we're gonna see more and more? Is Mongols like a sleeper civ right now, or how do you view Mongols in a broader picture? Because it is being regarded as kind of like a weaker civilization, but at the same time, if you're looking at the ladder stats, the win rates are solid still.
Yeah. In hybrid maps, I think it's always been kind of decent. For a while, maybe it was ignored, but then lately it's been picked again, especially on Frisian, because it's very hard for your opponent to know how to open, right? Like if he opens Dog and I open Spear, he's kind of dead. So most of the time they will just H up early, and then if you open Dog, you have an advantage. It's kind of a gamble. Obviously, no one knows what the other one will open, but I feel like most of the time I end up ahead when I play Mongol in Frisian. I don't think it's really that great. Like in some way, it was kind of a throw pick for me. Like I wanted to play it on moving out. Actually, now that I think, moving out was maybe banned, but I picked the Civ for moving out for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of dumb. I think Mongol is kind of decent in hybrid maps in general. And I don't know, the opening was just better for me. I guess I had 2 dogs here at 0, so.
Yeah, no, I
That's
mean, really cool strat. And again, like I like to play Mongols, and I'm a big Mongol fan, and have been for years. So I like to see them, being played and being played well. So that was really nice.
Let me get one question in before we wrap up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me pick your brain here real quick. First match, you're having China on your Gorge land map, which is of course great. Let me think. What was sniped out there? I do think that was.
That was Japanese.
I can check because I don't remember, but let me check. Yeah, so he actually picked Order of the Dragon as second civ.
Oh yeah, that was OTD. So he's just gonna throw away 2 civs here and let you pick which one you like less.
I think he maybe had something prepared for OTD against China. Like, I think he was expecting me to let him play OTD, and maybe he had prepared something. I don't know. Like I remember back in the day, I used to lose that matchup a lot. Obviously, that was before the Pro Scout meta. So I think now China should be favored anyways. But I don't know. I think he was either looking for, like, either he had prepared that matchup, or he thinks it's okay for OTD, or he just thought I would pick OTD and he just wanted me to waste like a strong civ into that awful one.
So naturally, he gets a really strong civ away from you in the form of China. But how valuable do you see the Golden Horde there?
Oh, Golden Horde is awesome right now, I think. Yeah, I don't know how to rate it exactly because there's so many strong civs like China, China, Ottoman, Sengoku are probably ahead, but then there's like a group of civs after those that are really good, and I think the Horde is up there.
Okay, just interesting to hear your thoughts on how to rate this. With the snipe system, there's so many variations. It is just beautiful to guess what people will do. So I guess we're pretty much done. What's your take? Did you check the Marine Lord versus Anaton score yet?
Yeah, so it's 3-2.
No! Don't tell who's winning. What's your prediction?
I would say Marine Lord. Actually, it's always close between Anodan and Marine Lord. Maybe 4-3 or 4-2.
4-3. All right, I like that one, guys. Manu, do you have anything? Otherwise, we're gonna let VortiX celebrate in peace and prepare for tomorrow.
I mean, one question that I'm curious, and I would love to ask that any pro player really is, what is your, like, not in terms of what's the strongest civ in your opinion, but like what civ like do you like to play the most? Like, what do you think is the most fun to play?
For me, it's Mongols. I know right now in land it's not really good, but the thing with Mongol is you're putting pressure since the very first minute, right? Like you go for Tower Rush, Spearman, and then Keshik pressure. It was even better when Mangudai was good, right? Like it was Tower Rush into Mangudai, into Keshik, That was awesome. Yeah, I feel like when I play Mongol, I'm always the one that's making the plays, and the other one is the one defending, and that's where I like to be. So
Yeah.
Mongol, yeah.
Yeah, great. Perfect answer for me, obviously. But yeah, thanks a lot. Great series again. Congratulations on that big win against Beasty. Who would you like to play against tomorrow? Is it Marine Lord or Anatent? Do you have a favorite there?
Mm. Actually, I don't know. Both of them are really strong. I mean, obviously, you always want to skip Marine Lord if possible, but I don't mind. Like, it's gonna be good practice anyways, even if it's against Marine Lord. So
That's a spirit.
I'm fine with
That's a
anything.
good attitude to have. So yeah, we rooting for you. Hope that you will have a great time there tomorrow, and
Thank you,
we'll
thank you.
be covering that as well, of course, here. So yeah, with that, thanks for your time here. Take some rest, and we'll see some more of you tomorrow. And
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good one.
thank you.
Good night.